Rock 100.5 KATT. It's Cameron Buchholtz here with comedian Nick Thune. What's going on, man?
I'm just enjoying this hotel room in Tulsa right now. It's just beyond anyone's imagination. Like whatever anybody could imagine is beyond that. Is what I'm trying to get at. I
Okay.
also
Well,
just got coffee and my brain is just starting to click.
nice. Nice. Yeah, well, beyond imagination, I imagine that you probably got chocolate chip cookies when you checked in.
They offered it and they looked so disappointed when I turned it down.
Really? That's probably, I
Yeah.
mean, that can bring a lot of people a lot of joy, those chocolate chip cookies. So I can see why it's a little bit of a disappointment to not get to share that.
I feel like it's for the newbie, like
Mhm.
I'm not celebrating every time I walk into a hotel now. It's like I don't need the cookie.
Yeah.
This is just another day.
This is
Just
just transactional.
it'd be great if as I walked in the door they could somehow hurl the key at me so
Hmm.
that, you know, because it was even yesterday, it was like I walked in and you just traveled all day. Like I just flew from Los Angeles. I'm like,
Hmm.
and she's like, name, and I give her my name and she's like, oh, we don't have it. And I was just like, oh my God, like,
Yeah.
okay, sometimes the people that book the hotel put it under their name, like the
Sure. Yeah.
comedy
It's under
venue.
the comedy club somehow.
So I'm like going through that. And then finally she's like, let me see your ID. And I give it to her. She goes, oh, here it is. And I go, what, was it spelled wrong? Or she goes, no, it's here. And I was like,
Just all right.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Well, now that I had
you
to
know,
expose why I'm here, because that's my biggest fear is I just don't want people to know. I want,
yeah.
when drivers, anybody says, what are you doing in town? Visiting a friend.
Hmm. Yeah. But
Minimal second question. And also now I'm a good guy because I'm visiting a friend.
but you're missing out that you could sell some extra tickets by getting the Uber driver and the hotel clerk and the all
You're
the
right.
people that you.
And I've gotten them in
Yeah.
every now and again. I let them, I see, oh, I like this
Mhm.
person. Oh,
Sure.
you know,
Put you on the list.
yeah.
But now you are performing at Bricktown Comedy Club here in OKC tomorrow night. And as you mentioned, you're in Tulsa up at the same you're at Bricktown, right? In Tulsa?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wanted to make sure you weren't at the other club because sometimes that happens between the Tulsa and OKC. But Bricktown Comedy Club tomorrow night, bricktowncomedy.com. People can buy their tickets. And it's
Yes.
actually not been very long since you've been to OKC. It was just a few months, but it was a very different type of show because you were
Yeah.
you were you were at the Paycom Center with Nate Bargatze back in I don't know
Yeah.
October.
Yeah. In Tulsa and OKC, whatever. Yeah. The two
Mm,
different. Yeah. Yeah. It's a bit different. I'd say almost, just some more people, bigger
mhm.
venue, a lot of more moving parts.
Yeah, I mean, what's
Um,
those arena shows? Even just doing in the round is an odd thing, right?
I think it is conceptually. Yeah. And then once you do it, it doesn't feel bad,
Now,
but it
do you
does
feel like
feel
you kind
that
of have
way.
an advantage doing those big rooms because you do have the guitar? Like that makes it a little slightly easier, maybe?
I don't know. I don't know if I use the word easier, but I do think that it's definitely. I think the way that I do my comedy is easier, in the sense that I don't have to change who I am. I don't like. A lot of people go out and they're like immediately like talking, and I think the what the guitar does for me that I do when I don't use the guitar as well is I create a listening atmosphere before I start, so it's not like I'm filling every gap of space with words, which
Mm,
is when you're filling every gap and you're trying to, like, which a lot of people do, and that's fine and that's their style. It's like it doesn't leave a lot for dynamics.
mm.
So it's just like at this level and then that level, this level, that level. Whereas like I like to bring it down to this level. And that all kind of to me makes it easier in every room I do because it just creates a more relaxed environment too, I think.
Gotcha. And I would think in a big arena like that, relax is a pretty hard thing to get.
No, not at all for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. I don't even think about it really. It's I've done in the Nate shows are definitely like the biggest, most consistent audiences that I've performed in front of. But I have
Hmm.
performed in front of bigger audiences, and it including television, which is just vastly different. And
Hmm.
the nice thing about them is, and this is what John Lovitz told me. Um, when I was going to do my first performance in the Tonight Show, like in 2005 or something, or six or something. I I did a warm up set at the Laugh Factory the night before, and Lovitz came up to me afterwards, and he was like, "Just remember, in the room there's 150 people. In the cameras there's millions of people."
Mm,
And so I almost treat those like, because they're cameras and there's huge, like things up above, and so if you're just like playing to the camera and it doesn't
yeah,
feel like much.
right. And so it's you feel
Yeah.
the same way of like when you're writing your set list. What's the different attitude from a comedy club to a theater to an arena, or is there not a difference?
I don't, there's no difference for me. Um, I there's some people that I think probably have jokes that are like, this is like a great arena thing, or I don't,
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't afford to just have, I would never want to make something that only works in one scenario.
Mm,
And this was the beginning of my career as well. Like I started doing the main comedy clubs, but I was also doing a lot of the like Upright Citizens Brigade, kind of like alt comedy clubs.
yeah.
And if my material didn't work in both of them, then it was a throwaway. It was like, if this joke doesn't work here and here, then I don't know what I'm
Mm,
doing, because what am I? And so, and that's the great thing about opening for Nate, is the challenge of being clean, which is such a great challenge to have, because you realize that you don't need it.
hmm.
Um, and not that I'm a dirty comedian before Nate, but I definitely used different words here and there to
Sure.
garner, like some sort of a response.
Hmm.
But I do think that like that's probably the hardest part for most people that open for Nate, is like,
Yeah.
how do because you really can't. There's every generation at that. There's a generational family at the show. There's
Yeah.
grandchildren, parents, grandparents.
There's
Like,
probably church youth groups there.
yeah, yeah. And then there's just also people that love comedy.
Mhm. Oh yeah, no.
It's a lot of like some of them their first show, like,
I would
they don't
imagine a
know that.
lot of them their first comedy show.
Yeah. And they have no idea. They don't know
Mm,
that that's not what comedy is.
yeah.
This is like, and that's what like Julian McCullough, who opens a lot of the shows, he's really good at explaining, like, this is not normal,
Mm,
like, just so you know. But like, to me, it really, besides the sound and the echo and the impersonal aspect of it, because in a room, to be able to connect with people, like, for
mm,
me and them to know, like, we're in the same room breathing the same air, that's a bit different than like we're in the same arena breathing the same air, you know?
yeah.
I mean, I remember going to see Michael Jordan play against the Sonics, and the only reason that this is a comparison is that it's in an arena.
Mm,
And I was young and in Seattle, and I went, and I could not believe that I knew I was in the same, like, I knew where Michael Jordan was for those 2 hours.
right.
He was
Yeah.
in this room. Even if I was watching like a live game on TV, it's like he's here and I'm here, and this is crazy.
Mm,
And I do feel like people probably feel that about Nate,
sure.
and like, and Nate is such a calm person, um that I think that comes across in his comedy as well. But like, it it's such an easy environment that it feels like the stakes are just not even there.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, we're here to have fun. These people, what a great opportunity for them to have this show tonight, sort of a thing.
Nice. And yeah, and you're doing a shorter amount of time too. And but
Easy. Yeah.
tomorrow night and when you headline, um, you did release a new special, what, maybe a year ago ish, coming up on, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Through
Um,
Yeah, through Nate's YouTube.
mhm. And so when people come to see you this week, I'm assuming they won't see anything that's on that special, right? Have you got a new hour at this point?
There's pretty much a new hour, yeah, and there's like things I'm trying, and then sometimes, depending on where I'm at, like, some things have grown from that. Like, I didn't really treat that like I was shooting a special. I treated it like Nate wanted to show me off to his audience, like,
Okay.
hey, here's this guy that I like, and I think you'll like him too, because that kind of feels like his whole like business model is like, hey, I want to help. I want you to see the people that I like. And, I wish that somebody would have done this for me when I was at this stage.
Hmm.
Um, and so that's why I only did like a half hour. But as far as like my next special will have none of that stuff in it, which
Hmm.
I'm taping now in September, but yeah, it's pretty much new. Yeah, it's new. But some of the things on that I've been doing for maybe 2 months before I did it. So I
Okay.
was like, I'm not ready to give this up yet, but
Yeah. So
it's going to
that
get
one was
better.
more just a moment in time than a oh, this is what represents my last 2 years or whatever. But now,
Yeah,
how did you initially get connected with Nate? Because in my head, you guys are kind of in different, different comedy scenes, sort of, with him being a New York and the Nashville guy, and I think I first came to know about you, in L.A. with like Comedy Death Ray and things like that.
yeah, yeah. I can't remember when we first met, but we both knew about each other and we were both fans of each other. Like I think I'd seen one of his early Conans or something, or I don't know. And then I think we really bonded at South by Southwest, and then we started doing, we did for like 3 years in a row a co-headlining show, Nick Bargatze and Nate Thune, um, at like South by, and we
Okay.
would just like split the show in half, and each of us do a half hour. Um, and we just, yeah, I mean, the thing about our comedy is it's very, I mean, Nate's comedy works in every room is the thing, is and everybody that is anybody that is like uppity about their comedy, they're still gonna like Nate.
Yeah.
It's undeniable.
Mhm.
It's a guy that is using his real life and twisting it and making it good, and his delivery and all of it, his likability, all of it. And so, he was accepted in all of the same rooms for
Sure.
sure.
Nice.
And Nate also was just on the road constantly, and I was also. And so I think there's like, if like Kyle Kinane, there's a few people I feel like in our generation that really never stopped touring.
Hmm.
Nate was really never stopping. I mean, he was really on the road, but we all kind of had a bond of like, hey, we're circling the same places. We
Yeah.
all are like in it for the love of the game, and we love stand up.
Hmm. Awesome, man. And now, with these shows this week, did you bring an opener, or is it just somebody the club has booked to go
No,
with you?
I mean, I do sometimes I'll bring an opener, but to me, I giving local comedians an opportunity is like exciting. Like that's how I got an opportunity. I
Sure.
got, you know, in Seattle, and like to meet people that I respected and liked, and an opportunity to like sit there and watch the way that they get ready for a show and see their attitude, and
Hmm.
it's nice too when somebody that opens for you kind of makes it and will kind of tell you like how it was when they were opening. Like Ron Funches used to open for me in
Hmm.
Portland and Eugene, and I brought him down to Denver, and I had him out a few places. And like obviously Ron has made a huge career for himself, and he's so good. And um, but him telling me like, man, it was so cool that you had me, and then also like your attitude backstage, like it just really helped me realize like that this is fun.
Awesome.
And I when I go places and I hear about green rooms being closed off and locals not allowed in, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, I get like you want to create a good environment, and I will like say a few things like, hey, we're not eating apples in the green room. Sorry guys. I don't need that
Yeah.
noise right now, but you're allowed to hang out and talk.
Sure. Well, awesome, man. Well, Nick, well, thank you so much for the time, and looking forward to the show tomorrow night.
Are you
And
coming?
I am, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna come hang out for sure, for
Great.
sure. Yeah, yeah. And I think your early show might be sold out, so people may just need to come to the late show
I think the early show is sold out. Unless I don't know if they do wait, or I don't know how they do that, but yeah. But yeah, the
next
late
week.
show.
Well, tickets are available at bricktown.comedy.com, and everybody go see Nick. And yeah, man, we'll see you tomorrow night.
Thanks, Cameron. Appreciate it.